What kind of combat aircraft for Ukraine can we talk about? After the decision of the NATO countries to supply Kyiv with heavy tanks, a discussion began about combat aircraft for Ukraine. The What?S Happened channel presents the four models that are most often discussed. Immediately after the NATO decision to supply Ukraine with heavy battle tanks to repel Russian aggression, German Leopard 2, American M1A2 Abrams and British Challenger 2, a discussion began on the possibility of transferring combat aircraft to the Ukrainian Air Force from the arsenals of Western countries. As was the case with tanks, so far in the West such deliveries are rather ruled out, for fear of being drawn into an armed conflict with Russia, a nuclear power. Although in Warsaw, Paris and The Hague they are not so categorical on this subject. Kyiv has not yet officially announced its request and has not indicated which combat aircraft it needs, and unofficially they talk primarily about the American F-16s, the former Soviet MiG-29s, the German Tornadoes, and the Swedish Jas 39 Gripen. F-16. Serial production of the F-16 began in 1976. And these combat aircraft began to enter service with the U.S. Air Force in 1978. The F-16 was developed as a fourth-generation light fighter, but due to high demand and a relatively low price, it was modified several times and eventually became an all-weather multi-role combat aircraft. In total, more than 4,570 cars were produced. Currently, F-16s are in service with about 25 countries and are the most common combat aircraft in the world. Most of them are in the U.S. Air Force and Israel. The length of the aircraft is approximately 15 meters, the wingspan is almost 10. The unarmed F-16 weighs 9 tons. The maximum takeoff weight with full ammunition is up to 19 tons. Maximum speed 2,414 km per hour. Maximum flight altitude 15,000 meters. The range is up to 1,600 kilometers. The F-16 was the first to use a teardrop-shaped canopy to improve visibility and, for the convenience of the pilot, a side stick for the fly-by-wire control system. And to reduce stress during acceleration and turns, the pilot's seat is set at an angle of 30 degrees. The aircraft is armed with a rapid-fire rotating 6-barreled 20 mm cannon, with 511 rounds of ammunition. Various types of air-to-air and air-to-ground missile, guided and free-falling bombs can be suspended under the fuselage and wing. MiG-29, the first prototype of the fourth-generation Soviet frontline fighter MiG-29, took off on October 6, 1977. In 1982, after successful testing of various models, serial production of the aircraft began, and a year later it began to enter the combat units of the USSR Army. Due to its good flight qualities, in particular its unique maneuverability, the MiG-29 in various versions and configurations was actively exported, mainly, but not only, to the countries of the Warsaw Pact. After the reunification of Germany, the Bundeswehr inherited 24 Soviet-made MiG-29s from the former GDR. In 2003, 22 cars were handed over to Poland, which had joined NATO by that time, for a nominal fee of €1 each. One fighter crashed back in 1996, one still stands in the Luftwaffe Museum in Berlin's Ghetto district. Dozens of MiG-29s are still in service with the air forces of a number of Eastern European countries, NATO members, in particular, Poland, Bulgaria and Slovakia, which were formerly members of the Warsaw Pact organization. They are also in the Ukrainian Air Force, so Ukrainian pilots do not need to retrain in order to fly them. True, there are fewer and fewer spare parts for such aircraft. The length of the aircraft exceeds 17 meters, The wingspan is more than 11 meters. The MiG-29 itself weighs 11 tons. The maximum takeoff weight with full ammunition is up to 22 tons. Maximum speed 2,390 kilometers per hour. Maximum flight altitude 18,000 meters. The range is about 1,000 kilometers. The aircraft is equipped with a 30 mm aircraft cannon. Ammunition 150 shell. The MiG-29 is also capable of carrying various types of missiles and bombs, including unguided tactical nuclear missiles, as well as missiles controlled by a pilot using a helmet-mounted sight. Tornado. Tornado fighter bomber with variable sweep wing, a joint development of Germany, Great Britain and Italy. Serial production began in 1979. A total of 992 aircraft were produced. They entered service with the Bundeswehr from 1981 to 1992, a total of 357 vehicles. After the end of the Cold War, the number of Tornadoes in the German Air Force and Navy was reduced to 93 units. A distinctive feature of such aircraft is the ability to fly at extremely low altitude. The autopilot can keep the Tornado at 60 meters, following the terrain, when manually controlled, even at a height of only 30 meters. Unlike many other combat aircraft of this type, the Tornado crew consists of 2 people. After the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the allocation of a special fund of 100 billion euros for the rearmament of the Bundeswehr in Germany, it was decided to replace the aging Tornado with more modern American F-35s. Given this circumstance, the former ambassador to Germany, and now Deputy Foreign Minister of Ukraine Andriy Melnik, proposed transferring the German Tornado to the Ukrainian Air Force. Tornado is more than 17 meters in length, wingspan, from 8.5 to 14 meters, weighs 14 tons. Maximum takeoff weight with full ammunition, up to 28.5 tons. The aircraft is capable of speeds of 2,414 kilometers per hour and climb to a height of 17,000 meters. Range 1,390 kilometers with the possibility of refueling in the air. The aircraft is serially equipped with either one or two 27mm Mauser BK-27 automatic revolving cannons with 180 rounds each. The rate of fire is up to 1,700 rounds per minute. Additional fuel tanks, air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles, cruise, anti-ship and anti-tank missiles, as well as bombs, including laser and GPS-guided and nuclear, can be suspended under the fuselage and wing. JAS-39 Gripen. According to some Western military experts, Kiev could best suit the Swedish JAS-39 Gripen, which, unlike, for example, the F-16 and Tornado, are unpretentious in operation and do not have high requirements for maintenance and airfield infrastructure. The multi-purpose Gripen, which is in service not only with Sweden, but also with South Africa, Hungary, the Czech Republic, Brazil and Thailand, has been mass-produced since 1992, since 1996 in a new modification. Until the end of 2020, 271 aircraft were produced, in single and double versions. Some components are supplied from the USA and South Africa. The Gripen is designed to land and take off from ill-prepared airfields, freeways and even unfortified runway. The aircraft has a short takeoff run. It is reliable, easy to maintain, which does not have to be carried out by highly qualified specialists. In addition, Gripen is frost resistant, thanks to the auxiliary power unit. The aircraft can be ready for takeoff even in winter faster than its Western counterpart. The Gripen is 14 meters long, has a wingspan of 8.5, weight is 6.5 tons, and a maximum takeoff weight of 14 tons. The maximum speed and altitude are 2,130 kilometers per hour and 16,000 meters, respectively. The combat radius of action is 1,300 kilometers with the possibility of refueling in the air. on the Gripen aircraft is the same as on the German Tornado, a 27mm Mauser BK-27 automatic revolver gun with 120 rounds of ammunition. On 10 external hardpoints, various missiles and bombs with a total weight of up to 5.2 tons can be installed. Our What?S Happened channel hopes that this particular aircraft will enter the Ukrainian Air Force. This is the most correct choice, given the capabilities of the aircraft and its unpretentiousness in operation. Friends, subscribe to our channel What Happened. On our channel you will see a lot of interesting facts and events taking place in Ukraine, Russia and around the world.